Welcome back to Straight Facts by Dinar Investor.
Opening the green zone in Iraq after stabilizing the situation, posted by Walter, October 8, 2019. Iraqi police. Mohammed Abd al-Majid. Tuesday, the 8th of October 2019, 11:10 a.m. Iraqi authorities on Tuesday opened the green zone in central Baghdad after the situation stabilized and life returned to normal. According to the Iraqi news agency Conscious, this step came after the success of negotiations between the office of the Prime Minister and the demonstrators, and began to meet the legitimate demands of direct instructions by the Prime Minister, and after fruitful moves by the Speaker of the House of Representatives Mohammed Halbousi and parliamentary committees, while the fruit of the President of the Republic Dr. Barham Saleh for more calm. Source: 7 ministries covered by an amendment package that Abdul Mahdi is working on, posted by Walter, October 8, 2019. Baghdad Al-Ghad Press. A political source announced on Tuesday a wide-ranging package of reforms in the government, which is being matured by Prime Minister Adil Abdul Mahdi. The source told Tomorrow Press that Prime Minister Adil Abdul Mahdi is working to mature a wide reform package in his government, including a reshuffle will include 7 ministries in addition to a number of bodies. He added that the Council of Ministers will issue at today's meeting important decisions related to meeting the demands of the demonstrators. World Council. Iraq maintains its global position with the largest reserves of gold, posted by Walter, October 8, 2019. Market. Economy News Baghdad. The World Gold Council announced on Tuesday that Iraq has maintained its global position with the largest reserves of gold, which represents 7% of the rest of its currencies. The council said in a statistical published on its website during the month of October and seen by Al-Iqtisad News, Iraq has maintained its 5th position in the Arab world, which came after each of Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, Algeria and Libya, indicating that the last purchase of Iraq gold in September of the year 2018 by 6.5 tons. He said the council that Iraq also maintained its position 38 globally, the largest gold reserves out of 100 countries listed in the International Financial Statistics for Global Reserves of Gold, where these reserves amounted to 96.3 tons, representing 7% of the rest of its currency. He noted the council to 5 countries in the world have acquired the most gold reserves in the world: United, Germany, Italy and France, where reserves of these countries amounted to 16.386 tons, out of 34.392 tons for 100 countries listed in the International Financial Statistics, noting that the United States ranked first such reserves by 8. The World Gold Council, based in the United Kingdom, has extensive experience and knowledge of the factors causing the market change, and its members are composed of the largest and most advanced gold mining companies in the world. President of the Republic launches a 9-point initiative to contain the protests and calls for direct implementation, posted by Walter, October 7, 2019. Release date: 2019-10-8031. Baghdad. The President of the Republic Barham Saleh, on Monday, 9 points to the federal government to avoid the crisis of protests and stop the bloodshed. Saleh has said in a televised address to the Iraqi people, followed by Euphrates News, that the government and security leaders confirmed the absence of orders to shoot demonstrators did not come from the state and its agencies and therefore from the state criminals and outlaws, stressing security services with its various formations. The firm response did not violate the constitution and the law and assaulted the demonstrators, the security services and the horror of the media. This is a fitna and a crime that cannot be tolerated. The blood of our people and our security forces is not subject to bidding, nor for adventures, and to trust in our people is absolute, and every outlaw must submit to the authority, law and judiciary of the state, he said. Saleh pointed out that there are those who speak of foreign support for events, and we do not say that no one wants and has an interest in sowing discord between the same people. Inevitably there are interests that want to invest every gap and every problem and every rivalry within our country, but the basis is the will of the living people. We all, officials, parties, civil servants, activists, intellectuals and citizens, say that this movement and this protest came against the backdrop of misery, grievances and the general feeling that the country needs reform. He continued. The President of the Republic increased. Partisan quotas refused to leave our reality despite persistent attempts and calls to renounce them and choose practical and scientific methods to reach real solutions. When party interests and quotas replace the national will to push the stalled will forward, a country is bleeding its possibilities and opportunities from the aspirations of its people. Report this ad. He said that frankness required must be followed by serious steps, and legitimacy of any political process or political system does not work on the requirements of the people and aspirations. Calling on the demonstrators to maintain the peaceful demonstrations and do not allow the trolls to steal your dreams and your demands. Stressing respect for the proposals of religious reference she identified through her speeches early kinks and warned of the danger of delay in the process of reform and serving citizens. Based on the initiatives and steps taken by the presidents of the Council of Ministers and the deputies to respond to the demands of the demonstrators, and based on repeated deliberations with a number of political and national leaders, I raise a number of the following points to proceed towards completion within a short period of time. 1. The causes of violence that took place during the past delay and taking serious actions and decisions to define the mechanisms of this type of protests and the competent authorities accountable perpetrators of shedding Iraqi the blood. 2. In response to the invitation of the Supreme Religious Authority, will work to form a committee of independent experts of personalities who will work within the framework of the presidencies and political forces to have this national consensus without political interventions to be able to form imbalances, and the presidency will put all its possibilities for the success of this aspect. 3. Opening a comprehensive and constructive political dialogue to form a supportive and permanent parliamentary bloc for reform steps, including the outputs of the committee and legislative and governmental procedures. Overcoming obstacles and political pressures, and assisting the government to proceed with steps to combat corruption and provide services. 4. Supporting the efforts of the government to undertake a fundamental ministerial reshuffle to enhance performance and activate work mechanisms. 5. Activate the role of the court concerned with integrity issues and provide the appropriate conditions for its work freely and the transfer of all files of corruption to be resolved within the specified timelines and prevent any appeal in this regard, and no immunity to this file to any party or party acte testicular, in addition to work to recover public money. 6. We will work on the pledges of the government in the House of Representatives to compensate those affected by the acts of abuses, rewarding to help them to bear the burdens of housing and stop the implementation of lifting other abuses before ensuring the transfer of the affected, as well as legislation and executive procedures required to find jobs and provide financial aid to the unemployed, especially graduates and certificate holders. 7. Accelerate the formation of the Federal Service Council of Independence to assume during a short period of its work, and give graduates and holders of higher degrees priority in government appointment. In addition to the immediate launch of the functional degrees approved in the budget and the launch of the degree of movement of owners. 8. Reconsidering the electoral law of the Council of Representatives and its system to allow confidence in the electoral process and the enactment of a new law in line with national aspirations. The Presidency of the Republic will form a national dialogue team to follow up this file, and with the assistance of experts from the United Nations and the formation of an independent electoral commission to allow maximum transparency and integrity in the electoral process. 9. To initiate a national dialogue to discuss the required treatment for the imbalance inherent in the political system that impedes the principles of good governance and lead to the strengthening of national unity.